And now you can talk about it. The Reichs.
R-E-I-C-H-S. Parteitag.
Okay. I wrote it down.
You have that.
Yeah, I wrote it down.
Okay.
And what was it?
Goes in Nuremberg always.
And what was it?
That's when all the Nazis came together. Not all of them, I mean, a lot of them. From each state.
Okay, and what did they do?
They marched. Here comes Bavaria. Next comes Frisia, whatever.
So every different region marched, had their announcement, and then they marched forward.
Yeah. They had a tablet in front of them. Where it says
representing their region, yeah?
Yeah.
Wow. Interesting, huh?
That was big. That Reichsparteitag thing. You have no idea how big that area was where they marched.
And did your dad take you there?
Yeah, and my mother.
Your mom and your dad? Or
Yeah.
just your mom?
But
Just your mom took you, or your mom and dad?
mom and dad.
Okay.
Because they also had good food there. And everybody, it was cheap.
Yeah.
It was supported, that.
Yeah. Hitler was probably footing a lot of that bill, huh?
Yeah. And then my dad there were two guys, and my father and a guy, they were talking about the war, World War One, okay?
Uh-huh.
And how rough it was and all that.
Your dad and Walter?
No, a guy.
Oh, your dad and a friend, okay.
Yeah, well, not a friend.
A guy.
Yeah,
okay.
A guy.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, from a different state, okay?
Got it.
And they were talking about it, and I wanted to say something, and my dad, because I wanted to tell him that he wasn't in World War One. He wasn't a soldier.
And your dad tried to sock you to shut you up, huh?
What?
Your dad tried to sock you to shut you up?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah. He was talking to the other guy, and that, you know how guys talk sometimes.
Right. So your dad's name was also Georg?
Yes.
I see.
It was also Christian.
But you're not a junior.
No.
There's no junior after your name.
No.
Interesting. What else?
And the Reichsparteitag, you always ate good there.
Yeah?
In different countries. Like, Bavaria had its own tent. Franconia had its own tent. All the region,
Yeah, every different region had their own tent.
Yeah, and their own food.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, it was good. Okay?
How was the Bavarian tent?
Yeah.
Describe what they might have had there for food in the Bavarian tent.
Well, they had Weißwurst, that was for sure.
Yeah.
And several Brötchen.
Mm-hmm.
And sauerkraut. Stuff like this, fast stuff.
Yeah.
Or you could have a warm dish, then you had a regular meal.
Uh-huh.
With the culinary stuff of Bavaria, okay?
Right. So, George, when did you know that you were going to be an engineer?
Well, I don't know. Let me think about it. That's a good question. Because first I want to become a doctor.
You wanted to be, yeah?
Yeah, but then I saw all the blood and all that stuff.
Right. You were kind of squeamish.
Yeah.
And you said, no, never mind.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we were talking, and the parents were talking about, and that engineering would be a good profession. I mean, for the future.
Yeah.
So I listened to it and said, I want to become an engineer.
Huh.
That was it. Okay?
How old were you think?
But
How old do you think you were when you made that decision?
maybe 10 years or something.
Yeah, see? God
Really
bless.
young, yeah.
Yeah, young.
And then,
You were very bright, and you knew you had a bright future.
yeah, I knew I could study whatever I wanted, you know.
Yeah. You knew already at 10 years old that you could solve a differential equation with no problem.
No, I didn't solve any equations at that age.
No, and not at 10 years old, but you knew that someday you would.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Because your dad and your uncle, at that point, in it must have been 1937, 1938, by then, your father and your father's brother, Walter,
Yeah.
they already had known what their accomplishments were about to be. Like your Uncle Walter, when did he invent the V2 rocket?
Oh,
What year do you think it was?
it was before World War II.
Before World War II. So
Yeah.
in between World War I and World War II. Vector! 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 Hey, I need you to calm down, buddy.
But that's a big misconception here in the States.
What's that?
That V2 stuff,
Okay.
it started out not for war business, they wanted space exploration.
Right.
And you know that's right,
I do know that, yes.
yeah. But the war brothers switched it over, you know.
Well, yeah, Hitler switched it over
Yeah.
once the war broke out.
Yeah.
Hitler said, well, what about these rockets for weaponry?
Yeah, and he wanted to bomb also the Wall Street, New York.
But he never accomplished that.
No,
God
he
bless.
didn't.
Thank God, huh?
There was too much resistance in the army.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, it wasn't this way that Hitler had his will completely.
Right.
Okay.
How well do you think your dad knew Hitler?
Well,
Just casually?
casually, yeah.
Yeah. So you're.
I shook Hitler's hand too.
I know you told me that story, but your dad knew him just because your dad knew who. I mean, Hitler knew who Walter was,
Yeah,
and then by association, Hitler knew who your father was
yeah,
because he was Walter's brother.
yeah.
Interesting, huh?
And the thing is, in Germany, the relationship means a lot.
Yes.
Okay.
That's why they were able to cut deals with the shaking of a hand.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
No. I know that.
Yeah. It's sad, but it's just a true. It's a truth.
It's a fact.
It's a fact. Yeah, you cannot solidify a deal with a handshake anymore.
No.
No, everything there has to be lawyers.
Oh yeah.